Hello, my name is Tim, my company is Sports and Touring, and we are Jaguar F-Type specialists. It is a real pleasure to show you this car. It's one of my favourite colour combinations on the F-Type. Pearlescent glacier white, a beautiful colour, with panoramic roof and black pack sitting on 20-inch gloss black alloy wheels in perfect condition with a range of great options, and it is the V6S all-wheel drive, so arguably the Goldilocks F-Type, the one that is not too much and not too little, but just right. Let's take a look around. For Jaguar, the F-Type is the final punctuation mark at the end of the final chapter of a book of glorious car design and manufacture. The last internal combustion sports car that Jaguar will ever make. It is both a thing of beauty and a thing of technical excellence. It creates an experience for the driver which is really unparalleled in my experience. As a car which could be your daily driver as much as it could be your track machine, it really excels. And having waxed lyrical about the F-Type in general, let's look at this one. In, as I've said a moment ago, one of my favourite colour palettes. I love particularly the way the sweep of the A pillar through to the B pillar with the panoramic roof marks the side of the car as such an artistic thing. This car is in just beautiful condition. The paintwork is exceptional. It's never been through one of those horrible mechanical car washes. It's clearly been carefully looked after. All of the wheels are perfect. They've just been factory refurbished with a full strip in chemical bath, followed by hand preparation and then powder coating and baking in an oven, as wheel manufacturers use. And they look superb. The tyres are Pirelli P0s as specified by Jaguar. Everything works exactly as it should, and inside and out, this is a very beautiful example of the F-Type. Let's take a look in the cockpit then. The car's supplied, of course, with 2 remote key fobs and the owner's book pack, but one of the extra cost options is keyless entry. So long as you've got the key somewhere about your person, just tapping the button there unlocks the car. The power fold mirrors deploy into position, and we can take a look inside. And what a beautiful place this is. The door card in perfect condition as it left the factory, I dare say, unblemished, unmarked. We've got the full electric memory seat package with side bolsters and lumbar support. The scuff plate is in fabulous condition. And these beautiful jet leather seats, which are of course heated, are in great order, unmarked, unblemished, no scuffing or wear where you might expect it on the side of the bolster there. Everything is very good indeed. Let's sit down into the car and take a look around, and we'll start looking above through this beautiful panoramic sunroof. It is an enormous glass area which lets the light flood in when you wish it to, but if it gets too hot, just slide the cover across and the temperature will cool down. The internal furnishings are in beautiful order, from the centre console through to the steering wheel, the dashboard, all perfect. Looking around at some of the other features, we've got a handy cubby hole between the 2 headrests there. We've got another stowage there under the armrest with a USB socket, auxiliary socket and a 12-volt supply. Here, of course, the twin cup holders. And to explore further into the centre console, let's start up the supercharged V6. I'll just pull the door shut so that we can do that. And with the start button there, and by the way, it's the Ignis bronze start button along with Ignis flappy paddles on this car. So we'll press the start button and see the instrument binnacle do its little flying display, and the centre air vent rises up into position. And by the way, you'll have seen there from some of the self-tests that happened that we've got cornering automatic headlamps on this car, another of the extra cost options. Okay, back over here to the centre console and the 4 buttons for Eco Stop Start, for the spoiler, which comes up at 70, goes down at 54, but you can select it up manually. We've got the electronic parking brake, anti-skid off, and the switched active sports exhaust, which comes on in dynamic mode, we'll come to that in a moment, or when you press the button, and gives that throatier exhaust note. We've got this beautiful shift stick. It is such a great piece of design. The trigger on the front, which enables you to move it back into drive position, and then you can flick it sideways into sport, and in sport you can shift up and down using the shift stick itself, although of course most drivers will prefer to keep their hands on the wheel while manoeuvring and use the flappy paddles. That's the shift stick. Over here we've got the driving mode selector. We're in standard driving mode at the moment. If we push it forward, we go into rain, ice and snow mode, and you can see that's confirmed there on the instruments. Then we go back through the centre position and into dynamic mode, and again dynamic mode confirmed. The instrument binnacle backlighting turns red to tell you that we're in full-on tutti frutti driving mode. There's nothing vanilla about this. The car is now set up for a sportier drive. The throttle mapping, gearbox mapping, suspension setup, all adjusted to give a more dynamic feel on the road. Back over here to the climate controls, auto temperature. We've got the dual zone climate, so in this car driver and passenger can select their own temperatures. Electrically heated front windscreen, a very useful option in the British winter when it's cold outside. That will clear your front windscreen very rapidly. And of course, as I say, 3-stage electrically heated seats for driver and passenger. The infotainment, very fully featured. On the home screen here we've got our media selections, phone, no phone connected at the moment of course, but it's full Bluetooth telephony, climate options and navigation. So if we explore them one by one, and just turning the audio on, but I'll turn it down so we don't get deafened. You can see here we've got a variety of sources available: DAB, FM, AM, the plug-in auxiliary, and if we had a Bluetooth phone connected as well, that would be there for music streaming. Then we can go onto the climate control page where we can select the direction the temperature goes in, and we can synchronize the 2 temperatures if we wish to, like so. We can activate the parking sensors manually if we're pulling forwards into a parking spot. This is another way of accessing the music source and then the current playing music selection. There's our Bluetooth telephony option, and then the satellite navigation, which is very fully featured, very easy to use. It's a big clear screen. The feedback I get from people is that they find this a very good system indeed. Over onto the steering column, and on the left side we've got the infotainment buttons, the Bluetooth telephony button, and we've got a stalk there for the headlamps, including the auto dipping and cornering headlamps. Over on the right hand side, the button for the heated steering wheel. What a difference that makes in the British winter. And then the cruise control and active speed limiter as well. And on the right hand stalk there, we've got the rain sensitive wipers. It's a beautiful cockpit. It really is a stunning place to be. The combination of artistry and technology. The ergonomics are brilliant. Everything works as you'd expect it to. There's no confusion about what's the car doing, why isn't it doing the thing I'd like it to do. And again, to reiterate, the condition inside the cockpit here is just sublime. It's such a credit to its previous keepers and to its mileage. Of course, there we can see just over 21,000 miles on the odometer, which is remarkably good for a car of this age. Let's switch the engine off and take a look in the boot. A lot of sports cars sacrifice boot space to design considerations, but not so the F-Type. Using the power tailgate there to open the back up, we can see a big area, 310 litres of space. As long as you pack soft-sided bags, you'll get everything you need in here for a long trip away. And because the boot extends right out behind the rear wheel arches, on each side you can fit your golf clubs or fishing rods or other long items in there, fit them in, and then put your bags in the front part of the boot, and you're equipped for any activity that you like. Again, all in beautiful order. No signs of marking or blemishing, no unpleasant odours in this boot. It is in very fine condition indeed. And we can come round and see the same story in the passenger side of the car. Again, a perfect door card. The scuff plate, dare I say, as it left the factory. And the dashboard, carpet, matte and so forth, and this beautiful jet leather seat in excellent order. This car is a brilliant example of the F-Type, and it's such a pleasure to have it here. Under the bonnet, and there is Jaguar's supercharged 3-litre V6 power plant, based on the V8 block, of course, producing in this case 375 horsepower, driving us from 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds through that brilliant ZF 8-speed gearbox, and onto a top speed artificially limited at 171 miles per hour. And again, I hope you can see everything under the bonnet here is in fabulous condition. It's all crisp and clean, no signs of anything amiss whatsoever, in fabulous order and with great service history as well. Please see the detail of that in one of the images in the advert. And I should also say, as I frequently do at this point, that despite the technology, despite those numbers, despite the speeds, despite the horsepower, this isn't a car about those things. This is a car about the connection that you feel as the driver between your actions in the driver's seat and their consequences for the machine you're in and its response, and your journey along the road. It is such an exotic feeling travelling in an F-Type. You know, even if you're going to the shops for a pint of milk, it's a journey that you'll really enjoy, that I really enjoy. It's so lovely to be around these cars all the time, and particularly around a gorgeous example like this. So thank you very much indeed for watching. It's been a great pleasure to show you this beautiful F-Type. We're Sports and Touring. We're just outside Andover in Hampshire. We're open 7 days a week by appointment only. You're very welcome to telephone, email or WhatsApp us with any inquiries, or if you'd just like to have a chat about F-Types on your buying journey. If you've got a car to dispose of, we'll give you frank and honest advice about the best way to achieve the maximum value with the minimum inconvenience. And if you'd like to chat about finance, we can do that as well. We are authorised and regulated by the FCA, and we work with a really excellent broker. Do please take a few moments to read our reviews in Auto Trader. I'm very proud indeed of the things that our previous customers say about us. And I'll close by saying thank you again for watching, and I do hope that we'll hear from you very soon.